And we're back with more Resident Evil 2. Citizen Strife in the basement with Claire, who's going to get stuff. Shoot more zombies. And get a map.
Always get the map.
Yeah. I remember a Reddit post a couple of days ago. They were talking about all of the things that people like, and it's RPG related, but just thoughts on like things do people always do? Like, always talk to NPCs, always do save points, always, use spells, always try new characters. Like, little things like that. I was the I always save type. And I almost always oversave. Which is a tendency that I have now. Sometimes I oversave too much and I lose an episode because I'm dumb that way. But it's still a good idea. Because I remembered when you were playing Legaia, you talked to every NPC, or near every NPC. Almost, yeah. Most of the ones that... And it did add to the experience a lot, I will say. Because I'm not that type of person. I just always bulldoze my way to a plot point. It was nice, especially for a game that I didn't know, to see basically... It's like Saw Tower. Like, everybody was just... or Octum, where everybody was just like, because it did add to the emotion of things.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think part of it is, like, certain games I just can't read very well, so I skip it? I know that seems like an excuse, but I think it's well documented how my vision level is, so I'm giving myself a pass.
And that's fine. I just think that might be part of what leads to sometimes you don't always get what's going on in a game and why it's supposed to be emotional.
Yeah. That, or I'm waiting on a thing to basically tell me why it's supposed to be emotional, rather than, like, expecting it right away and just, oh, I get it, which is fair. Because I'm trying to think. Because one of the quality of life things that I've seen, and it isn't just Final Fantasy VII Remake, I've seen this, I think, since Nier 1, way back in, like, 2010, but a lot of games do this now, especially in the PS4, PS5 era, where they don't do NPC dialogue. They mostly have running dialogue as you run past characters. Which takes the place of having to actually talk to NPCs and listening to what they say. I think for me, because I'm lazy, that's a good way of talking to people, but there is something to be said on occasion of, talking to every single NPC sometimes. Because it did add to the emotion of that game.
Sherry.
Oh, hello, Sherry.
Everywhere for you. I was so worried. We've got to go now, honey, okay? If we stay here, that monster will find us. Let's go.
No, I won't.
What's the matter? Don't you trust me?
It's not that, Claire. It's because of my daddy. He's over there. I heard him call... Daddy must have been attacked by the monsters.
Or he could be the monster himself.
She doesn't know that yet.
No.
Wait, Sherry. Don't go alone.
Ah!
Sherry!
Whoops. Claire just had her own Ada moment. Not as bad.
Not as bad.
Nope.
Harry doesn't know her dad is the monster.
Yeah.
I still don't even know how she figures it out or who tells her. I don't think she ever knows. Uh-oh,
Yeah, she
dogs.
just... Oh, no. I'm trying to think of what else people were talking about.
Oh, wait a minute.
Ow!
Go, Sherry, go.
Yeah, don't let those dogs hit you. Ow! Yeah, there was one guy who said he always runs to every single edge of the maps if he can explore. Just in case he doesn't want to miss anything, which is fair. That one I can totally understand.
That's what I do when I'm playing Diablo.
I think there are some games that, I know Star Ocean 3 did this, where if you fill out everything in a certain map, you get a reward. I know Final Fantasy IV DS did the same thing. Clearing out a map is fun. Oh God, what else was it? Trying out every spell. I think that's harder to do, but I think that speaks to how every game is designed, because not every game is going to be designed the same way, and how it's going to... It mostly comes down to, like, buffing skills or status effects. But if you don't try something out, you're never going to know what an effective strategy is. Like, a lot of randomizers, you probably wouldn't know, like... And I say general, not you as a person. Like, people that go the min-maxing route and know every single spell and what it's effective against and how it's effective. Like, people figure this shit out. I'm like, how? How many times do you have to play a game to know the exact methods, to, like, know the exact amounts of damage that a thing is going to do compared to something else? That is an absurd level of dedication. Or craziness. But I get it. Like, I wouldn't have figured out how cool, like, there were some... I'm trying to think of some spells, like in Final Fantasy VIII, I think. Like, Meltdown. Like, no one would ever know that Meltdown was such an awesome skill and an awesome thing unless somebody thought of it and used it.
God damn it, move, Sherry.
Speaking of Meltdown, we should melt down those dogs. They're meanies.
Wouldn't do any good. She can't attack them.
Yeah. Damn it.
Claire, are you there?
Sherry, are you okay? Did you find your dad?
Yes, I'm okay. But I couldn't find him. But I did find something else for you.
Thanks, sweetie. Now, why don't you come over here? I want you to stay with me.
Claire, I can't reach the ventilation hole anymore. But don't worry, I'll find another... I can take
It'll just be with some roaches!
Wait, Sherry, come back! Sherry! Sherry!
Well, that didn't work.
Yeah.
But getting back to the min-maxing of spells and stuff, that was something that, like, say Final Fantasy VII, like, the materia system was designed for. It was designed for exploiting, like, weird-ass ways to do damage. And a lot of, like, things you wouldn't think of if you were just... Like, I tend to just... I want to do damage. Whether it's magic or physical, I just think, what is the most damage you can do? But then sometimes there are games that are like, no, you need to do all these status effects and, you know, do all these little weird debuffing things to hurt the enemies for long enough to do damage, which can be a little hard to grasp. And ow, you bitch! Meanie. That hurt. Ruined a jacket. Damn it, I found this jacket in a locker. I love it. It's special to me.
Okay, I made sure that one's dead. Now come over here and come in here. Watch, these zombies are gonna get up and attack me. They didn't get up and attack Leon.
Yeah. Fresh meat. Yeah, that was weird. Leon gets all the luck.
Leon did get all the luck. Holy shit. Leon got out of the jump scare, but Claire didn't.
Uh.
Hold on 1 second. Okay, so I picked up that card. Now I need to come down here and put it on the weapons locker.
Okay. So another guy saying, I always try to check the wrong directions first, just in case there are treasures. Reasonable. Always doing every quest when it's open rather than just finishing the story.
I'm gonna go ahead and unlock this door and get the Watchman's Diary, but I'm not gonna bother to pick up the ammo that's in here.
Oh God! Here's another one.
What?
Leveling every character the same level.
I don't do that.
It's so hard because some games, like, I appreciate it when some games do the well, they'll level you off when you're not in the party. You'll get like a smaller amount of experience, but you'll still get experience. Then there are other games that are just like, no, you need to actively be in the party to get the thing you were supposed to get. And we won't tell you that the random party member that that you haven't been using all game is now going to be in your party for this next bit. Whoops. Which I suppose helps you build that whole, like, every character is important and distinct, because how are you going to figure out that a certain character isn't your type of character if you don't play as them, you know? But it's also like, I don't want to use them, but you're hurting me, ruining my efficiency by forcing that on me.
Oh shit.
But
I told you to remind me about the freaking lighter. I always forget to bring the lighter here. Now I have to backtrack and go get the lighter.
Damn it. That's what I get for not paying attention. So, more stuff we could talk about. Yeah. God, there's a lot of wind outside.
Wait a minute. I could make this shorter on myself by going through here and going there.
Oh, God.
It'll be the same distance. I may as well just go over this way.
It says it's 23-mile-an-hour winds outside right now. Ugh.
Jeez. I'm pretty hefty. I would be knocked around by that.
I am so glad I did everything I wanted to do on Friday and Saturday. Yeah, I'll get off that screen. because I forget. Did I say this? I forget if I said this when we were doing the Leon recordings. The whole bit about you had all the stuff that you do, but you're still dealing with family. You're dealing with, raising kids. You deal with other things. You have your own streaming schedule that's not even separate from all this stuff that you're doing now on, for my channel, So you have way more responsibilities than I sit here and I'm like, I'm so busy doing shit, Not at all. I've also said I'm a bit of a scheduling nut, a little too much. But there is a reason for that sometimes, and it does kind of come across because of when my working schedule is such on days that I am standing a lot at work, they don't give breaks to sit down unless you're really, really freaking desperate. And standing for 5 hours is just as bad as sitting for 5 hours, which is why we've been taking breaks in between episodes most of the time, because it helps. If you don't believe us, try to sit for a 5-hour stream and see how you feel. I'm saying that to viewers. Sitting for super long is like trying to work at a computer desk for hours. It's probably not good. But my thought process is I always try to get like stuff done so that there's at least a day where I'm not on my feet, or a day where I know I'm distracted from doing this, because that does weigh into problems. Because what was it, just yesterday I was sitting there going, okay, I haven't slept, I'm not really in the best of moods right now. Yeah. And I mean, I still did stuff like Odin Sphere and, woke up this morning and did a little bit of Persona. But yeah, I was like, my day was a guy was doing randomizers all day. I'm just going to sit my ass there and do nothing. I'm going to go out shopping for just a little bit of stuff I need for vacation, do my laundry. But today was, we're doing this. Because I am like hyper focused on a task. Maybe not in the sense of an ADD situation or an OCD situation, but just from a mindset perspective, is when I'm going to work, my mind has to be on work. I can think about stuff like, what am I going to do after work? And, because your mind wanders here and there. But, Lego trains you have to focus on the customer, because talking to people at work or whatever, you shouldn't be talking to coworkers unless it's really not busy. So I get in this, like, I was already kind of like this to begin with, hyper vigilant, hyper schedule bound, not to the degree that I'm not flexible, but just like, if I have something to do on a given day, I don't like to deviate from it, because then it's going to be like, oh crap, I've got this weighing me down, which is why it's cool that we're doing all of this all at once, because it's now like we're both in this headspace today where it's like, this was what we were going to do. World outside be damned. It could be 25-mile-an-hour winds outside, and I'm sitting there going, fuck you, I'm staying inside, which was good. Because it does weigh on you, and I think that's something people don't recognize, because, like, whether you streamer, content creator, doing a work task or whatever, there's a lot of like mental effort that goes into something, and if you're not mentally into it, it comes across. And there are even times while I'm doing recordings that my mind wanders, and I'm like, but it does. So it's important to me as a person to, like, if I'm doing a D&D thing, I'm doing the D&D thing. That's what I'm doing for the day. If I'm sitting around watching TV, I'm probably watching a movie, or I'm doing whatever, that's what I've had the extra time for, or I think scheduling everything to be happening at the same time every day is a bit much, but there's a value to it. I'm not saying I do that. But what happens, like, say in your situation, it's like, what if we were trying to do something and then, you know, a family member says, hey, let's go somewhere, let's do something, let's go buy stuff, let's go shopping, or what, you know, something like that. It's like, that has an effect. It's like, I wasn't planning to go shopping today. Uh-oh, well, let's go, you know. As opposed to days like this where it's like, this is what we're doing.
Honestly, it wouldn't have really had an effect on me because I don't go shopping.
Sorry. You know what I was going for.
Yeah, I know. Spontaneous family things happen.
Yeah. But at the same time, I think there is a nice thing to being flexible. Here come the zombies that'll never show up again. Blah, blah.
Well, yeah,
But
for Claire, she doesn't have to go through the basement to get to the sewer.
yeah, but there is an added benefit of having done and squared away like all of that stuff yesterday, despite being tired and whatever. Because then today I'm like, I don't have to do any of that crap. This was all that I was planning to do, and you know, I'm like, cool. Because I get why having flexibility is important, but I'm also like, run through everything first, you know, so that when something changes, you have contingency plans to things when plans don't go awry. Because I was sitting here when we were asking me, do we want to re-record this? I was, as I stated, I was kind of, we already did it. We are doing it again. We're doing it again because it'll look better if we do the B scenarios this way. It'll look better because we have the time to do it, because Legaia is still 20-some episodes from finishing, so that's plenty of time to do it. So it doesn't feel like an imposition to do it. But it's also like, oh, cool. That means that Tuesday doesn't have to be forced to do this, like, because that might be a different day, because the weather might be different or whatever, you know. You can see where a lot of pre-planning before a thing happens aids in the flexibility in case shit happens. The whole thought process of insurance. The Chris Rock joke. They shouldn't call it insurance. They should call it in case shit. In case shit happens. It's true for life too, because you can't predict what's going to happen in our lives, and knowing that we've gotten everything squared away before we try to do something can help in the long run and say, you know what? That thing I wanted to do, maybe some other day. There are some people that are sticklers for, like, completely sticking to schedule and don't want to change for shit, you know? And I try to avoid being that sometimes. Doesn't always happen. I don't know how you react to that sort of thing, like what your tendency tends to be on those kinds of things of planning a day out and doing things.
I try to, if I am actually planning to go out, I plan to try to, like, not, like, to try to keep everything loose.
Mm-hmm.
And not plan quite so rigidly. Because if I do start to plan things too rigidly, it starts to run away from me. Or it can quickly get out of control. Okay, so
Drop my watch.
are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm just glad it wasn't one of those glass watches. It was a heart rate monitor I almost never use.
Oh.
The batteries on the old heart rate monitor died, so I'm just using it as a watch now.
Forgive me for saying that you must have really had a lot on today.
What?
I said you must have really had a lot on your mind today.
How so?
You've just been kind of
Claire!
monologuing
Oh,
throughout the last couple of
You're okay?
episodes.
I'm glad
Sorry.
you feel safe, Claire.
I'm trying to fish for things to talk about because I don't. I get stir crazy if I don't talk. Which can be a detriment sometimes, I know.
Yeah, you're kind of like not making it very.
Sorry. All right, I'll cool that down.
Well, cause you know me. I don't usually like if someone's talking, I don't talk.
Oh.
It's a very hard habit to break.
Mm.
We read that with Leon. So now we check the elevator.
Claire!
I'm going down there. Stay here and wait for me.
After the end of this boss fight will be a good place to end this episode.
All right.
And then we can do an episode for the sewers and an episode for the lab, or we can try to squeeze all of that into one episode, depending on how fast or efficiently I'm doing it.
All right. Yeah, because Leon took 5 episodes. I'm gonna bet it's still gonna take 5, but why would I want to help you?
I know, right? Considering when we go in there to help him, he's gonna pull a gun on me. Ooh! A bloodshot eyeball.
Ugh.
Gross.
Yes.
The monster had too much to drink.
But yeah, now that you're saying it, I was monologuing a bit too much. I'm sorry.
What are friends for if not to listen to other friends' monologues?
Yeah.
I'm not letting anyone leave my town. Everyone's
That's why I was
gonna
saying,
die.
I said, you must have had a lot on your mind today.
Honestly, no.
Shut up.
You trying to tell me you were monologuing on an empty brain?
What's happened? Those
That's
monsters
some
from
fucking
Umbrella have
talent.
destroyed my
I mean, that's what all the dungeon rants and Persona are. I think of a subject I can talk about for 20 minutes and then I don't shut up.
So it's true. You have been working with Umbrella. Then you must know about the G-Virus. What is it? Tell...
If you must know.
Why do you want to know, Claire?
agent that can turn
Oh, she
humans
wants to know
into
because
ultimate
Chris is
bio-
looking for information on it.
Superior to the T-virus in every... Dr. William Bergen is the genius behind the project.
William Birkin.
You have a rocket launcher and you're threatened by a gun.
This little girl running around here.
Well, in the cutscene, she's only supposed to have a handgun.
Sharing.
Or no weapon at all.
In case you haven't already figured
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
tearing my
Nothing at all. It came right to me. I had to do it.
What the hell?
bio.
What is that from?
Umbrella must be trying to
Stupid
cover
sexy
its
Flanders.
tracks. But if I
Oh.
I'm going to take you with me.
I just want to know that.
And now you're thinking it just like all of our viewers are thinking it.
Actually, no.
Not anymore. That is a dead guy.
That is one dead chief. And now I'm gonna go follow it.
Yay. Bye-bye, stupid sexy Flanders. We
Yes,
hardly knew you.
I will go down the hole. And do battle with the monster.
Oh.
Gross.
God. Word to the wise, spitting up spiders probably means you have a severe health problem.
Going up the ladder means that I'm gonna stop those little things from spawning out.
Yay,
getting all
because
of them.
little monsters are the worst thing in this game because they keep coming after people.
Things are just... And, I mean,
Yeah.
you can take care of it really quickly with a handgun. It's just... I don't have one of her handguns with me.
Nope.
Now I'm going back for Sherry. Oh, Sherry. Oh my god. Journey is not the right... Journey is not... does not belong in my head right now.
I had a bad customer experience at Lego. I thought a guy had a Firewind T-shirt. It was a Journey outfit instead, and I was like, I don't know shit about Journey. Not for 20 years.
Are you gonna tell me that you stopped believing?
It's nothing. But I think I found a way out. We should be able to find someplace safe if we can just make
You're better than this most of the time.
I promise.
You're terrible. Oh my god. Should we prove how much better than that I am usually?
Still there?
Knowing that you catch me when, on the rare occasions I do it, sometimes I catch myself being dumb.
We found a way to the sewer.
I don't know.
Did I tell that story about what I said last night?
Go for it.
You think it's funny?
I'm wondering if we should save it as a cliffhanger for the next episode.
I guess we'll let the comments decide, if any. Oh,
Well,
that's
no,
terrible
that's
of me.
no, because we'll be done with this long before
know.
anybody has. Yeah,
I know, that's why I just said I'm terrible.
we're not on Twitch.
I know.
I know what you meant.
Yeah, you know what I meant.
Yes, but we will get to it.
Yeah.
Because if we don't, it's going to be hanging over our heads like the sword of Damocles. Like, what was she gonna say?
Oh, just me goofing around in Discord with some friends.
I mean, I got to monologue for 20 minutes. It's your turn.
Well, yeah, we're gonna have to save it for the next episode because,
I made that sound way meaner than I meant it. I hope you don't hate me.
the only reason I
God.
say that we're gonna have to save it for the next episode is because we're at the end of this one.
Yay!
So, let's just, let's go ahead and stop, and then we will handle the sewers next one.